And welcome back to Chaos Creations. Well, I've got the table set up today, not to play a game, but to give myself a rough estimate of terrain. This is actually very handy because the last time I printed a whole lot of terrain for Legions Imperialis, I made way too much, more than the board could ever cover. So I want to make sure that I'm not going overboard, which is untrue. I usually go overboard with terrain. I love it. So for starters, we have a mortis river here, and the terrain is quite thin. So what I usually do is I get like a movement tray, and just make sure it can move across it with no problems whatsoever. We also have roads here as well. These are the same thickness as the river, and once again, I just make sure that it can sit on there comfortably. There's not going to be any problems. So, you don't want to have nice terrain and not be able to, sit on it properly. Much like my large hill here, I've designed it so, sure enough, miniatures are going to fall off if you do it like that. But realistically, you can just do it like that, and the miniatures can just hold there. And the top is stable enough that you can put miniatures on there, and it's all going to be fine. So I've worked out I don't need any more mortis river. I've got enough of that to go from one to the board to the other. And I've got lots of extra pieces lying around so I can split it up. Here, there, and everywhere. Roads, I do need more of. I don't have enough roads. As for scarred terrain, I have a heap. So for starters, we have the massive castle over here. Now, my video does not do this justice. This is like a foot and a bit square. It's huge. It takes up 1/4 of the table. So, that should give you an estimation. Now, I've got these nice pieces. These are great because you can paint them up like a mossy green if you're doing like Empire, Orcs and Goblins. But just as much as I can paint it up with like a sandy sort of look and put them in for, undead. I also have oasis and piles of skulls and so forth and other pieces of terrain for the board. Now, this is my normal Mordenheim board, but because I'm doing, I just want to have a look, this side over here actually has like roads on it and so forth, so it would be very confusing to see, and this way I can just get a nice basic look. I will be getting another one of these when I can afford it. It'll be a sandy sort of colour since I'm doing a Camry feel. I did think about doing one with like a green, but if I'm doing all the desert motif stuff like oases, and the Towers of Evil, what's the point of getting a green one really? So before I forget, almost everything here can be found on My Mini Factory. You just have to go looking for it. I've had people ask me, can you give me a direct link and so forth. Sometimes I can do it, sometimes I can't. Look at this. So this is, like a statuette of, etc. for the most part. I looked up undead terrain or undead statuette and found him. Very easy, nice and lightweight, very strong. Once again, undead terrain. I've got like the Scorpion King here. It's a nice piece of terrain. Once again, undead terrain. Mythic Egypt, I think, for that one over there, and so forth. It's very easy to find. My Mini Factory. So what I'll do now is, I'll do a bit of an invoice. I know the fact that I've got to do at least another 10 pieces of road. That way I can just like have a cross here, across there and down there. As long as it's something on the battlefield that looks quite nice. Once again, this will be given like a sort of like a desert look, maybe with a bit of yellow and a bit of brown in there, and it's also very quick and easy to paint, much like the river. The river will be brown on the side and like blacky green on the inside because it is the Mortis River after all. It's supposed to be like a dead river, and it just goes there nice on the battlefield. Now, will it cause any effects? No, it's just there for aesthetics, nothing else. Things like the tower and so forth and such will, but apart from that, not much else. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sit down with a pen and paper and just figure out exactly what I need to do. If you have any questions, just ask. And I have a competition running at the moment where you can win some Legions Imperialis stuff, and please do so you can take it off my hands. Somebody asked me, how much of a Warhammer collector am I? I guess I should sort of give you a bit of a look. Just bear with me, I'm just going to pop up over here. So here is my personal collection. So you can see some of the Warhammer roleplay, some of the other books, Liber Chaotica and so forth, role-playing games and such. This is all the comics I'm slowly but surely collecting, some of the novels. Some of them are old, some of them are new. I think there's Horace in there as well, and a few other bits and pieces. And various other games up there as well. So yes, I have been collecting Warhammer for a long time. When I find my Realms of Chaos books, I should put them in there. There you go. There's a very, very worn copy of, there's Rogue Trader, a worn copy of the old role-playing game in there. So I think that's Death in the Reek underneath that. No, maybe something else. Anyway, you get the idea. I have been playing games for a very, very long time. Any questions, just ask. This is Chaos signing off. And remember, love the game, love life, Chaos out.